Okay, so Namida, Nurse Mia, and Anna have, spoken about how it can be a struggle in the beginning, and sometimes you don't even know what to look for in looking for an apartment. I know we have a slide talking about what are some of the pointers and tips to prepare for apartment sharing. Can you talk us through some of those tips and pointers? We're going to
Sure.
share that slide right now. Here we go.
Okay. Um, it is very important to do your research. There are various websites you can use. Google is really helpful. And my recommendation is start your research early as 60 days prior to your move-in date, so that you have enough time. And you can browse online apartment listings by zip code. It is also called postal code or pin code. I know it's called postal code in India. Here it is a 5-digit zip code. And look at your employer's address, figure out what the zip code is, look at the address, and then use that zip code to look for the apartment listing in the area where you want to stay. So you have already narrowed down the area, and you find out a list of apartments. And once you have that done, go on a virtual tour. I know because of COVID, sometimes it's difficult to go and have a personal tour. And when you are in the research phase, go on a virtual tour. Most of the apartment complexes will allow that. Also, determine your budget. This is very important because most of your most part of your salary will go for your apartment rent. Then you have groceries. If you have a car payment, then you have to consider about that. Your moving cost, that is a big chunk of money. That is only one time cost, but still you have to. So just figure out your budget. How much can you spend on the rent? Plan your commute. This is very important. Finding an apartment closer to where you work is really, really important initially when you are not driving in the new city. So that is also a good recommendation. And then decide on what amenities are important for you. Is swimming pool important to you? Having a gym important to you? And prepare your paperwork. Make sure you have all the documents ready so that when you are applying, you have everything ready to either fax or scan and have your application ready. So these are some of the recommendations I have for being prepared for finding an apartment.
Okay, so lots of great pointers and tips there how to go about preparing for renting an apartment. And I think also just to mention that you might not be able to do all of those things while you're outside the country. In fact, a lot of those things you're not going to be able to do from outside the country. So you can start doing your research, but
Research.
most of that is probably going to be done when you arrive in the United